This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a GE Advantium microwave oven that has no power and no display, nothing, as if there was no power. That's the model number. And this is how much it cost for the comparable one new. So usually I don't work on microwaves because it's just cheaper to replace them, but this one's pretty expensive. Here's one of the first tests you can do to kind of determine why it doesn't have power. Of course you want to check the breaker to make sure that's okay, but afterwards you can run this test. And then the next thing is to make sure it's unplugged, take out these 4 screws in the 4 corners that are holding it onto the wall. And then we're going to take the oven and pull it out toward us. You don't have to pull it all the way out though, you just have to come out maybe 75% of the way so you can get off this top panel. It's held in by Phillips head screws. I think there's probably 8 of them. I'm going to zip those out, and you can get that cover off, and that'll allow you to check a couple of things. There's a lot of TCOs, which are thermal cutouts, and if they get too hot, it'll cut power and make the machine appear to be dead. So when we had a close inspection, we could see that this control board had 3 fried resistors. So this is probably the cause of the no power. So we ordered a new board. There's one from Sears, probably the only place that had it, for about $171. So rather than replacing it for $2,000, it'd probably be better just to replace that board. Here are those 3 resistors on the new board that are not fried. And this machine's about 12 years old. The owner noticed that there was a black spot on the top of the board which corresponded to where those resistors were, so they got cooked for some reason. I'm doing a test of one of the TCOs, the thermal cutouts, like a little fuse that lives over here. I'm using my probes to check to see if it has resistance. If it does have resistance, it means it works, but if it has 0, it means it's blown and you got to replace it. They're pretty cheap. Just give you an idea where that TCO is, right where that red circle is. You have to look down in there and you'll see 2 spade connectors. You pull off at least one of the wires and then you can check for continuity. There's the plug. You have to unplug it. It's a specialized 220 plug. And then here's the back of that same circuit board. I'm just looking for burn marks. It's very clear on the front of it that you can see where the resistors are burned. This is what the thermal cutout looks like. It's just a little fuse. This is a thermal fuse that goes onto the blower housing that could be trouble too. This is what the actual fuse looks like here in this picture. And then in this red circle is another primary fuse you should check. That one's easy to replace, and if it blows you get no power. Here's another picture of where that primary fuse is. There's going to be a link here for the service manual for this machine too to help you with this assembly. There's another one of the TCOs, the thermal cutouts. Here's that procedure again for testing at the power plug to see what maybe is the reason for no power. These are the locations of all the thermal cutouts on a microwave. That's one of the reasons often you want to replace the microwave instead, because there's so many little things that can cut out, it's hard to find them all. Here's another one of the high limits or thermal cutouts, the location where the red circle is. And here's that circuit board. So we got the new one and we're just putting it back in. I did remove a metal plate that was here above my right hand, and I did that by removing 2 screws from the back so I could hinge that plate out of the way to give me more access. So we're just putting those Phillips head screws back in to hold in the main control board. And we're going to put all the plugs back in and just put it back together. So in this case it was those bad resistors, probably just a symptom of old age, but you do want to check the fuse and those thermal cutouts also. And again, I'm going to have a link here coming up that'll show where you can get the service manual for free, and it'll let you do a good job with easy disassembly. So just putting those panels back on. And once the panels are back on, there's the service manual link. I'll put one down in the description below too. Once those panels are back on, you can just push the microwave back into position. Prior to that, make sure it's plugged back in if you unplugged it. And then we're going to add the 4 screws that are going to hold the microwave back to the wall, and we can give it a test. You may have to turn the breaker back on too at the breaker box. Probably the most common thing that would have blown would have been the fuse that we showed on the right hand side. So hopefully this will help you get yours going. Really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.